Today was kind of a weird day. It started by waking up before 6, which is normal, but I made something in my oven for the first time. Well, since we bought it. It's not that I made something in the oven for the first time in my whole entire life. That would be ridiculous because I'm over 30. But I made German pancakes. Quick note, German pancakes are delicious and you can make them. Here's the recipe. Put half a stick of butter in a pan in the oven, in like a cake pan. Put it in the oven at 400 degrees or a little over. Then let that melt in there while you mix the other ingredients. The other ingredients are a cup of flour, a cup of milk, 6 eggs, some vanilla, and salt. Just a little bit of salt. Don't overdo it. And the vanilla, pour as much as you want, I guess. It's kind of expensive. Less is more. But bake it, after you put all that together, you can put it in the blender and then you blend it up for a minute or less because it doesn't take very long. Especially if you have a high quality blender, it takes like 5 seconds. Then put it into the melted butter in the pan and put it back in the oven and bake it for 23 minutes. It works, I promise. Then you take it out and it looks weird, and then you pour syrup on it and eat it. I guess you could cut it up and put it in little pieces on plates, which is more socially acceptable, probably. But it's a good breakfast idea. There you go. You're welcome. After we had breakfast, we also had more breakfast, actually. Before I made the German pancakes, I made smoothies. Banana, orange, strawberry, and milk smoothies. Those are good too. But the reason I made German pancakes was because last night my son asked me to make them. He specifically requested German pancakes. And because I got a new oven, I could make them. Because my old oven, it decided to die. Kind of. I could put it on broil, and so I was baking stuff with the broil for the past 2 weeks. That was interesting. It worked a little bit, but it didn't work very great. It didn't work very well. After breakfast, kids got ready for school. Husband went off to work. Then my son wanted to leave at 7:30, so he got to school nice and early. He likes to ride his bike to school to get there right when he wants, so he can have as much time to play before school starts. But the other 2 kids, my 2 daughters, they were a little bit slower. So I decided to drive them to school. Also because it was about 50 degrees or maybe 40 degrees this morning. It was a little bit chilly, so I drove them to school. And it was a good thing because when I picked them up from school, it was also kind of chilly. So they didn't have to walk home in the chilliness. After they went to school, after I dropped the girls off at school, the little 2 girls and I, we went to the doctor's office. And while we were there, I got poked with a needle. That was sure fun. I had to get some blood testing done because I'm old or something. And I've never had it done that I can remember. I probably had it done when I was pregnant 5 times, but I don't remember. Pregnancy brain, poof, gone. But I got poked, and the 2 little girls had fun watching. Yep. I might have acted a little bit afraid, but they were fine. It wasn't too traumatizing for them. After that, we came home, and I don't remember what we did for a little bit, but then I remembered it was time to go get groceries. So we got ready to go. Actually, I did some laundry. I did a couple loads of laundry, and then I got ready to go to town because town is half an hour away. There is a little grocery store in our town, but it's more expensive. And I'd rather go to Walmart and buy cheaper groceries and look at all the other stuff because there's a lot of stuff like clothing and hair products and all of that. Speaking of hair products, when I first got to Walmart, I decided to go to the hair product aisle, and I was there for probably half an hour. But one reason for that was I was talking on the phone to my husband, and it was an interesting conversation. So I sat there I stood next to the cart, and my two little girls, my 2-year-old and 4-year-old, they were not super well behaved, but we survived. And I looked at all that hair stuff, and I decided to buy some spray because I feel like my hair gets frizzy, but I think everybody's does. I think that's just a fact of life I'm going to have to learn how to deal with and live with and move on. But anyway, after that, I went to the card aisle and I picked out some cards to buy. I don't like spending money on dumb stuff, but the cards, I felt like they were a necessary thing. Are they necessary? No, but oh well. I found some boxed ones that were like $2.50 and there were 12 cards in there. So I thought that was a pretty good idea. A good deal. Yep. I almost bought a graduation card. Oh wait, I think I did. I bought a graduation card and it was one card for $1. But some of those cards, they were like $10. And I was like, why would anybody people spend money on stuff all the time. Enough about money. Maybe not. There'll be more about money in a minute because it was interesting to me. It'll probably be interesting to you too. So I go along with my two girls and we go to the clothing section for the little girls. And I bought a couple pairs of pants because they needed more pants because I don't want to do laundry every 3 days. I have to do laundry every day anyway, but for each kid, I usually wait like 4 or 5 days until their basket gets full. Here's a handy tip. Give each kid their own basket, and it might not be handy if you don't have a big family like me, but it makes sense. Give each kid a basket, and then when it gets full, wash it. Wash their basket of dirty clothes. Or make them do it if they're old enough. If they're over 10, just make them do it. They can do it. They will survive. Teach them how to do it, and then they'll do it. But after we got those pants, we went to the grocery section, and I walked past the donuts, but I didn't walk past the discount section because that discount section is the best. Actually, it's really bad. But I bought a pecan pie, and it was yummy. And I might have eaten 3 pieces, which is at least a quart of the pie. Maybe future me won't like that. Oh well. So, after that, we bought groceries. Yep. Weaving through the aisles, looking for what you need. And I don't do that very often because I actually just like Walmart grocery pickup way better. Yep, it's way easier and saves me a whole hour at least. And it saves me money because I don't buy stuff that I see. So, it's a good tip. Walmart grocery pickup. And it's free. But our Walmart is not very good at the Walmart grocery pickup. Sometimes I've waited there for half an hour. That's happened at least twice. And that's a little bit obnoxious. But not as obnoxious as going in and wasting all the time looking for everything and weaving in and out through the aisles and saying hi to the same people. because that happens. Like today, there was an old man. He was funny. My 4-year-old decided it would be fun to say boo to people. That's weird, but she did. So then the old man was like, well, I'm going to say boo back to her. And so he came up and he's like, And then she got a little bit afraid, and it was funny because she got scared with her own joke. Well, we went all throughout the store. Not really, just through the groceries, and I had my list on my phone and I was getting stuff. And yeah, having a list before going grocery shopping is always a good idea. Always. But today, okay, when I get to the checkout, I don't know if you can guess how much I spent, but it was way too much. I have 5 kids and 2 adults, so that's 7 people in my household. And most of the kids are little and don't eat very much. But I broke 400 today. Yep. It was almost a record, but not really because stuff is getting crazy expensive anyway. After groceries, well, actually, while we were still in Walmart, I was actually waiting in the checkout line. The doctor office called. After I got poked this morning, remember that? I got poked and they took my blood and then they called me, and Miss Linda, she was like, hey, I'm really sorry that I have to call you right now, but I need you to come back because I have to retake your blood because I filled the tube too full of blood. And that was weird because I was like, why don't you just dump some out? You don't need it all, then just dump it out. I don't know what the protocol or procedure is or whatever, but yeah, so I drove back home the half hour and I unloaded the freezer stuff and put it inside. Then I drove back down to the doctor's office, which is only 3 minutes from my house, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But my left elbow is a little bit sore, and now my right one is sore too. Yep. While she was doing it, I watched. This morning, in the early morning, the first time, I didn't want to watch. So I looked away and made that silly, scared face to my girls. And then I think they watched, which is kind of funny. But then this afternoon, when I went back, I let them do my right arm because I didn't want to have my left arm really, really sore. Actually, I'm a baby. It wasn't that sore. But I don't know, you know? So I let her do my right one. And this time I decided to watch, which was kind of a weird idea because as I was watching, I saw she cleaned one of the 2 veins that you could see really well. And I was like, I wonder why she's not cleaning the other one. Anyway, so she got out the needle thing and she went to go into the one vein, which was diagonal. I don't know if your veins are diagonal in your elbow, but I have a diagonal vein in my elbow. And while she was going in, it slid to the left and she missed it. And she tried to get it. She pulled the needle out and back in a little bit, like out a little bit, not all the way out, but just a little bit. And then she put it back in and it didn't work. And I said, I think you missed it because I'm really soft-spoken and not, I am not, what's the word? Contradictive? Probably that. I don't like to make waves, especially out in public. One time my grandpa did, and it made me laugh. I know it's a side trail. We were at a restaurant and we were leaving the restaurant and there was a person outside smoking. So you know what my grandpa says? What are you doing polluting all this nice air? He didn't know that person. He was a complete stranger. And he's a silly old man. Anyway, back to the first story. So my arm was not feeling too great. It didn't hurt that bad. She was actually really pretty good at her job. But yeah, she's been doing it since 1979. She was old. She was a nice old lady, that Miss Linda. Yeah. So she went to do the other vein, and I remembered thinking, she didn't clean that one. So I don't know if I got some weird bacteria in my arm or not, but I'm sure I'll be fine. It'll be fine. I hope it'll be fine. So I got that done, and then I could leave. And my girls, they got suckers this morning at 8 a.m. and again at 2:30 p.m. They like going to the doctor's office because you get suckers and stickers. Yeah. Okay. I'll stop. Got home, and then I unloaded the rest of my groceries. Then I decided I should go pick up the girls from school, but my son could still just ride his bike home. And yep, that's what I did. I got him and brought him home, and then we ate the pecan pie all together. There's one piece left. And I didn't offer it to my husband when he got home from work, but he didn't seem hungry because then he said, which of the kids behaved the best today? And I was like, well, I think it's a tie between the oldest two. I think they were both pretty good. And he still had me choose one. So he took that one out to dinner with a coworker who was going to be going off to the army or something like that. He's like 18 or 19, and he's a kid. He's a teenager. An adult, but a teenager. So anyway, he was going off and not working at the grain elevator anymore. So that child got to go there, and the other children got to go to the youth group at our church because it's like a Awana. I don't know if you've heard about Awana, but it's called Kids for Truth, and it's pretty fun. So the kids like going there, playing games and singing. I don't know if they sing songs. I don't think they sing songs. That was a joke. Ha. Okay. They play games and eat a snack, which is kind of like a light dinner. And then they have a Bible lesson for like half an hour or something. And then they go home or come home. And they have a store, which is interesting. At the store, oh my goodness, I just forgot. Before I went home after Walmart, I decided to go to Sally Beauty Supply. And when I pulled up to the parking spot, there was a natural grocer type store, not natural grocers. It was really bizarre, very bizarre. It was so small and it was so incredibly awkward. I walked up to the door, I opened the door, I go into the door, just barely a step in, and I hear, "Hi." And I was like, hi. It was extremely awkward. So awkward. I just can't tell you enough how awkward it was because it was awkward. And I don't think I'll ever go back because the next 5 minutes of me being in the store, it was completely silent. I went and I looked at the different stuff. Like there was one of several items which added to the awkwardness of the store. There's like one natural deodorant and one toothpaste. There might have been two toothpastes actually, like literally 2 toothpaste boxes on the shelf in that section. But I mean, there were several like essential oils. I don't know if there was more than one of them each, but there was like 30 or 40 different kinds. Anyway, that's beside the point. I just walked around the store in silence looking at stuff because sometimes I feel weird when I go into a place and don't buy anything. I didn't used to. When I was a kid, it was just fine. But then I got married and my husband kind of put that on me, and it was like if you go to a gas station just to use the bathroom, my husband doesn't like to do that. So he likes to buy gum or candy or something to pay for using the bathroom. But I'm just like, it's free. I will take it. I like free. And if I buy gas, that's me paying for something. So I picked out like 4 or 5 things. I kind of wanted them. I found kimchi. That was exciting. I didn't try it yet, but it'll be yummy. And I bought some kombucha, and it actually didn't taste very good. It was like wild berry or something. I don't know that brand. I like the regular brand. I don't know what the regular brand is, but the one at Walmart, it's like GT or something. I don't know. I don't know what that stands for. But I just remember it has GT on the lids. I left. Oh, wait. I picked out the stuff. I went to the cashier, the one worker in there, and she was nice. Even though it was awkward, the first word she said to me. But standing there, checking out the stuff, I noticed there were some cinnamon toothpicks, and they were there. So I tried to make some small talk, and I said, "Oh, cinnamon toothpicks." And then she said, "Yeah, those are actually quite popular." And then I said, "Yeah, I think I remember my brother trying to make some when we were growing up." And my mom also told him about it. Anyway. So she said that lots of people try to go and make them, or they say, "Oh, I can just make that at home." But then they end up not being able to find the ingredients to make them or something. And all it is cinnamon oil. I'm pretty sure you can find cinnamon oil anywhere, or at least on Amazon. You can find almost anything on Amazon. But I just looked down, and I've been talking for 22 minutes. That's funny. If you're still with me on this video, let me know, because that would be intense. Because it's not a high quality video. I am not a high quality YouTuber or anything, right? No, I'm not. I'm just telling you about my day because it's fun. So, moving on. I checked out from there, and then I went into the Sally Beauty Supply, and I bought, I didn't tell you about that yet. So I went in there to ask about all the different stuff, because when I was in high school, I remember dyeing my hair. I haven't dyed my hair for since high school. So that was a long time ago, over a decade. I am old. Okay, just joking. But so this, I don't know why I just did that, but it's my natural hair color. Anyway, in high school, I would dye my hair, and I loved the conditioner that came with it. It was always awesome, and it made your hair so soft and just lovely. And all the other conditioners that I've used for the past 15 or more years, they are terrible. Well, I guess I found one that I kind of liked, but I don't know. All the rest are just terrible. And okay, I don't know if I want to talk about my hair. It sounds like a dumb story. Yeah, sounds dumb. So I just bought some hard water clarifying shampoo because they had some of that there, and it sounded like a good idea because I learned at some point in the past while that you should clarify your hair once a month. And I guess that means really clean it. So I tried with baking soda, and that didn't really work. And I don't think it's good for your hair to use baking soda, because I did that for a while. Like 5 years ago, I tried to not use shampoo because there's this whole no poo movement, and I didn't like it. I didn't think it did anything for me. but make my hair really gross and nasty. But I do think that if you don't wash your hair as often, it produces less oil. I think that's how it goes. At least like with some people I know, they don't have to wash their hair but like once a week, and it doesn't even look that greasy. Those people are lucky. I'm like every other day. Okay, I've been talking about my hair a lot, way too much. So I bought that and I was excited about it. So I thought I'd share. Well, now it's the end of the day. It is 10:30. Yep. All my 5 children are asleep, I think. At least they're not making noise, so I don't know if they're awake. And yep, it's a good time to go to sleep. I hope you had a wonderful day.